I don't always upload videos, but whenever I do, it's after a 3-month sabbatical. All jokes aside, there is a reasonable explanation to my absence. Some of you may or may not know, I do not have a form of social media, so I have no way of telling people what's up. And I've realized that over the course of 3 months, despite not uploading content, I have accumulated quite a bit of subscribers. That's kind of weird. I've never had that, I've never experienced that. I've seen that where you go through a long period of nothingness and people still subscribe. So I will try my best to provide more of the content in 2017 because yeah, I've been kind of slacking. But there is a reason for that. My laptop of 2 years kind of sort of died on me, and I had either two options. I either would pay someone to fix the problem for me, or buy a new laptop entirely, and I decided to go with that option because I figured it'd probably cost more to have someone look it over for me. So my dad luckily had a spare laptop for whatever reason. He just had it. He just never used it, so he gave it to me, and here we are. We have Sentinels 4-inch line of figures, 4-inch-nel, and these were actually from their website exclusive genticle. It almost sounds like genital, genital. Sorry for the immaturity, but it does. But it is the Gentinal online web shop, and I managed to get these guys like near the end of the deadline, so I got lucky. And these were originally supposed to come out in November, but they were pushed back to December due to manufacturing issues and whatnot. And here they are. They are a 2-pack, and Cutman is absolutely adorable. That's the only word I can describe him because I absolutely adore him. He is the first robot master, as some of you would know when you start up Mega Man. You just click it and there he is, and his theme song is so catchy. And we have super armor, whatever. Preferably I cared more so for Cutman than this figure, to be honest with you. There is a gimmick with these two, having something to do with the comic. I've never read any of the Mega Man comics, but apparently in the comics, Cutman transforms into Super Cutman, which essentially is this, but without Mega Man head, without Mega Man's head or his arms. That's kind of like the whole gimmick with this two set, where you would replace Cutman's, Super Mega Man, Super Armor Mega Man's body, and you just place Cutman's head on him, and swap its arms on here, and then you have Super Cutman, which I think is pretty cool. But preferably, I would just go for the Cutman, but that was not an option. So, kind of ingenious, if you ask me, to get you to buy two of these guys. Pretty sneaky, Sentinel. Preferably, again, I would prefer. I just said it twice. I prefer Cutman. Going over I'm not going to go over the articulation, only because I think I did a pretty good job in my Mega Man review of this guy, which is, I guess, a couple of videos down the line. Here we have them next to each other, looking so cool. Let me just... there you go. I will say this. There was one thing that Cutman does way better than the previous release Mega Man. This was probably my biggest complaint. Despite having such amazing articulation all over the place, he does not have a proper head rotation left and right. When you try and do that, his head tilts diagonally like that, and that is not something I can control. Because the little joint right there connected to his main body is actually at an angle, so imagine like a pin going inwards like that, and that's pretty much how he has it. So when I try and tilt his head, see how it moves to the side upwards like that? That's pretty much what you're gonna get, and I don't like that. That is very disappointing in my opinion, because this is Sentinel and they make some amazing articulated figures, and that's something having like that, I don't know why they glossed over it like that. However, something that surprised me very much so is that Cutman does not have that issue at all. He actually has an entirely new articulation at the head, where it allows him to actually look left and right. Sure, it's going to look a little off because his head's kind of circular, so his head kind of like jets out his body like that. See that? But at least he has it compared to Mega Man, where he doesn't have it. See that? and that's partly due to because he has a massive head, so I guess they gave him the liberty of having that extra articulation. I don't know if I can show you off. I mean, you get the point. He can look left and right and do the same kind of poses, but even better because he has that head. He has that head. Yeah, he has that head of rotation. I love that. I guess a nitpick that I will say is I'm kind of disappointed that his little cutters here doesn't have its own separate articulation. Imagine if he could like close it in and out. I don't know. I think that would have been pretty neat to have it do that. But aside from that, the articulation is exactly the same on this Cutman figure. At the Super Armor Mega Man, I'd say they are about the same except for the upper torso. Mega Man has this cut at this chest cut to give him the butterfly, wings to have his shoulders go forward. However, Super Mega Man, because of the design, it actually cannot do that. It would have looked too weird. So he cannot really have his arms across his chest as good as Mega Man over here. Also, surprisingly, his bicep swivel right here is actually really impressive. At first glance, I couldn't even tell that he had it. And that's not just me swiveling around the elbow joint. This is me holding the actual bicep and moving it around. My other minor nitpick is that, unfortunately, see how there's kind of like a gap right there, the actual elbow joint. I mean, that's kind of the slight problem you're gonna have to deal with some of these 4-inch figures here. You might get a good one, you might get a bad one. This one is much more, it's perfect, pretty much. See that? Compared to this one where it's like slightly loose. Aside from that, nothing too crazy. Also, I noticed the fists. I think, if I'm not mistaken, his fists seem more massive than normal. I don't know, maybe it's just my imagination. I just feel that his fist is more bigger than it needs to be. I don't know. It's almost, is it? It looks like it. I don't know. I can't really tell. It almost looks like it. Anyways, one more thing that I need to mention is that I noticed that on both Mega Man and Cutman, their briefs seem to like rub off this weird paint on, especially on Cutman. That's gonna be a problem for some people. When I was moving around the joints, this part or the legs, I noticed that orange paint would rub off like around here or around there, and that's kind of a little worrisome. So I just might as well let you guys know that it's a little thing that, I mean, it doesn't show on mine anymore because luckily I had a wet towelette at hand, so I managed to rub it off, so it's not permanent. And it was the same thing on Mega Man. That's just something I wanted to mention. Moving along to accessories, Cutman here. Just get you guys in frame. Cutman, aside from his serious face, he has this adorable looking smirking face. See that real quick? Yeah, real quick. Love it. Adorable. Also, you ever notice how Cutman's ears, if you were like to take them apart and put them together, it would be a donut? That's kind of that's kind of cute. He came with way more sets of hands too. These are exclusive hands to Cutman, which Mega Man didn't even have. These are like his he uses his, like, the gestures he's using to throw his scissor blades. So there's that. These are some wide open palm hands. This one is actually for if you wanted to swap out the Cutman for the Super to make him into Super Cutman, he actually comes with this exclusive looking hand because this guy is actually that's the kind of hand it has. I don't exactly know the purpose of it. Maybe it's to shoot out a laser or something, but it does that. But it kind of sucks that he does not have a regular hand like this, but without this piece. So he's pretty much gonna have to pose it like that with that hand. There's that. And closed fist, which is kind of funny that he does come with a separate hand that's pretty much identical to this fist. It's just that this piece is new for the Super Cutman gimmick thing. Super Mega Man came with these open palm hands, angry face, and is Buster. Mega Buster. One more thing, also, I keep forgetting these things. Mega Man and this Mega Man's skin tone is actually slightly different. This one is more pale, whereas this one has a slight tan, which I guess would go and tie into how he appeared in Mega Man 7's box art or something. I don't know, it's been a while, I forgot. But there's that. Yeah, I don't think I forgot anything, did I? Oh yeah, the stands. What was the stand? These are the standard, let me move you guys back a bit. These are the standard Sentinel stands. They haven't really changed much aside to transitioning into the 4-inch-nel figures, aside from the actual stand, which is I think significantly smaller, but the actual base is the same on all Sentinel figures. I don't really like it in particular, only because they take up too much space, especially because these are 4-inch figures and they can pretty much stand well on their own with their feet designs. So I don't really feel a stand is needed, especially for poses, because SH figure arts or Tamashi stands I think work better. But yeah, I think that is all I want to talk about these figures. I'll see you guys, hopefully, more stuff in 2017.